The Midnight Oasis. The rain came down in sheets, the kind that made the wipers useless and turned the interstate into a black river. Jake Harlan had been pushing his rig for 14 straight hours, chasing a deadline that didn't care if his eyes burned or his back screamed. When the glowing green sign appeared through the downpour, Midnight Oasis. Truck stop diesel food 24 hours. He took the exit without thinking twice. The ramp curved longer than it should have, as if it were reluctant to let him go. When the truck stop finally appeared, it sat in a shallow bowl of cracked asphalt ringed by dark pines. The lights were too yellow, the puddles too still. Only 3 other semis sat in the lot, engines off, windows dark. No one is moving around them. Jake killed the engine and sat for a moment, listening to the rain hammer the roof. Something felt off, but exhaustion won. He grabbed his jacket and stepped out into the cold. The air smelled like wet iron and old grease. As he walked toward the glowing building, he noticed the security cameras on the poles weren't moving. Their lenses were cracked, pointing at nothing. Inside, the place was warmer than it had any right to be. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, some of them flickering in slow, deliberate patterns. Country music played from hidden speakers, but the lyrics sounded slightly wrong, like the singer was half a second behind the beat. A skinny kid with a name tag reading Miles stood behind the counter. His smile didn't reach his eyes. Those eyes were too wide, like he'd been awake for days. "Evening, driver," Miles said. His voice had a faint echo, as if the room were bigger than it looked. "Coffee's fresh. Restrooms in the back. Don't mind the flickering." Jake nodded and headed for the coffee station. The brew smelled burnt, but he poured a cup anyway. When he turned, he noticed the bulletin board near the hallway. It was covered in missing persons flyers, dozens of them, all truckers, all recent. One of them had his own face on it. He laughed under his breath. Some sick joke. The photo was old, from when he still had the beard he'd shaved last month. He tore the flyer down, crumpled it, and shoved it in his pocket. At the counter, Miles was watching him. "Lot's pretty empty tonight," Jake said, sliding a 10 across the Formica. Miles didn't touch the money. People come and go. Some stay longer than they mean to. A woman in a red hoodie sat 3 stools down, nursing a milkshake. She looked normal enough until Jake realized she was staring straight ahead at nothing, eyes glassy. Her lips moved like she was whispering to someone only she could see. Jake took his coffee to a booth by the window. The rain had eased, but fog was rolling in thick across the lot. He could just make out his truck under the sodium lights. Something about the shape of it bothered him. The trailer looked longer than it should. He pulled out his phone. No signal. Of course. The country music faded into a low static. Then a new song started, one Jake recognized from his childhood. His father used to play it on long hauls. He hadn't heard it in 20 years. A shadow fell across his table. "Mind if I sit?" The man sliding into the opposite seat looked exactly like Jake. Same faded Black Sabbath shirt, same scar above the left eyebrow from a bar fight in Tulsa in 2009. Same everything. Except his eyes were completely black, no whites at all. "Been waiting for you," the other Jake said quietly. His voice was Jake's voice, but flatter, like a recording played through an old speaker. "Took you long enough to pull off?" Jake's hand tightened around the coffee cup. "What the fuck is this?" The double smiled. It was wrong. Too many teeth. "You ever notice how some exits feel like they pull you in? Like the road itself is tired of you driving? This place has been here a long time, longer than the interstate. It wears different names, different signs, but it's always hungry for men who keep moving." Jake glanced toward the counter. Miles was gone. The woman in the red hoodie was now staring directly at him, smiling the same wrong smile. "You're not real," Jake said. "Oh, I'm real enough," the double replied. "I'm what's left when the road takes its toll. Every driver who stops here leaves a piece behind. Some leave more than a piece." He leaned in. "You feel it already, don't you? That little tug in your chest, like something's gently unhooking you. Jake stood up fast. His legs felt heavy, distant. He walked toward the door, but the hallway to the exit seemed longer than it had been. The fluorescent lights overhead pulsed like a slow heartbeat. He pushed through the glass door. The cold hit him again, but it didn't feel right. It passed straight through him. His truck was still there. Except now there were two of them parked side by side. One had his license plate. The other had plates from a truck that had been reported missing 3 years ago. Jake remembered the story from the CB radio chatter. He climbed into the cab of the one that was his. The seat felt wrong, too soft. The steering wheel was warm, like someone had just been driving it. In the rearview mirror, he saw the double standing under the awning, watching him. Miles and the woman in red stood on either side. Jake started the engine. The sound came out muffled, far away. He put it in gear and pulled toward the exit ramp. The fog swallowed the truck stop behind him. For a moment, he felt relief. Then the ramp curved again, longer this time. The yellow sign appeared through the mist. Midnight. Oasis truck stop diesel food, 24 hours. He was back in the lot. Same 3 trucks, same puddles. His own rig sat exactly where he'd left it, engine off. The double was sitting in the passenger seat now. Some guys fight it for hours, the double said softly. Others figure it out quick. The road doesn't want you anymore, Jake. But we do. We always need new staff. Miles has been here since '78. Looks good for his age, doesn't he? Jake gripped the wheel until his knuckles hurt. I'm leaving. You already left, the double whispered. 3 miles back, when you fell asleep at the wheel and hit that guardrail doing 70, you just haven't accepted the exit yet. The rain started again, harder. In the side mirror, Jake saw something impossible. His own body being pulled from the wreckage miles behind them, paramedics working frantically on someone who was already gone. The double placed a hand on his shoulder. It felt like cold fog. Coffee's fresh, he said. Restrooms in the back. Don't mind the flickering. Jake looked down at his hands. They were becoming translucent around the edges. He thought about his ex-wife, about the daughter he only saw twice a year, about all the miles he'd chased thinking they'd finally be enough. Then he turned off the engine. The country music started playing again inside the truck stop, welcoming another driver home. Miles was smiling behind the counter when Jake walked back in. This time, Jake smiled back. The expression came easier than it should have. Long night? Miles asked. Longest one yet, Jake answered. His voice already had that faint echo. Outside, another set of headlights cut through the fog, a new truck slowing down for the exit. The Midnight Oasis was open. It was always open.